Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our presentation and welcome also to the webinar and to the conference. So today we are here in the parallel session. We are going to have a discussion and also to present our research paper entitled Using Haiku as Learning Reflection in Children's Literature Class. And here are the team, me, myself, Rasulastri, and also Melisa Sri and Siti Shakira. And we come from Universitas Siliwangi, Tasikmalaya, West Java. So, ladies and gentlemen who come to our presentation, welcome and enjoy the presentation. Okay, let's begin with the background of our paper. So here we highlighted three terms that becomes our background. First one is students' reflection, and the second one haiku, and the last is it is about experience. Students' reflection is deemed central to students' learning experience. It captures the conceptualization of knowledge, thoughts, and feelings that are detected in normal class routine. So here we can see that students' reflection is one of the important things that have to be existed in the classroom. It is seen as one of the way to see where whether the teaching and learning process has been done very well or not. And here we also have the term haiku. Haiku here is the Japanese poetry. Actually, it is found in 1600s, and it is about the Japanese poetry consists of 5 syllables, and it is originally from Japan. And most of the poetry or haiku is written in Japanese. We will talk about it later in the literature review. And here, there are several research or the previous research that has been done about haiku. Haiku, not only a tool to express one's life feeling, emotion, and experience, but also helps students learn to write fluently and acquire vocabulary because its form requires close attention to select the appropriate words to communicate specific feelings. So haiku, because haiku is one of the kinds of poetry, the previous research, it is done by Ida, has been done about writing haiku in foreign language. And it is found that haiku, not only a tool to express one feeling, it can also express students' emotions. So it is the approach for the students to express their experience, feeling in kinds of poetry. Okay, and here are what actually called as haiku, but this is the specific haiku. I mean the haiku that has been written in a foreign language. So we wrote haiku in English. So basically, haiku, they have 3 lines. The first line consists of 5 syllables. The second line consists of 7 syllables, and the third line consists of 5 syllables. So when we reminds in our mind that when we think about haiku, it's usually called 575. Okay, so here is the the guideline how to write haiku, and here is the example of haiku written by one of the students, but actually this is not related to our research. This is the haiku, the title is Winter. As we can see in the first line, winter must be here. We can see that this is consists of 5 syllables. Winter must be here, 5 syllables. And in the second one, every time I open my, it consists of 7 syllables, and the last one, it consists of 5 syllables. So to all together become 17 syllables. Okay, so why we conduct haiku as a learning reflection? Because we are actually we think that this is based on the research conducted by Ida in 2011. It is haiku has been recognized as creative writing form expressing one's experience and reflection, as it is a children's literature class. So the class must produce some creative writing or literature writing, such as poetry. So haiku is one way to promote the students in in knowing or in expressing their literature work. So we use haiku as one of the way to as the way they reflect the learning reflection. So in this research, there are actually it's not 52 students, but 49 students. I'm sorry, 49 students in children's literature class has written haiku as their learning reflection during a semester. So basically, that is not all during one semester, but after the mid test, they have to write haiku related to their learning reflection. So here we can say that in this class, haiku was chosen or was used as the form for students to reflect their learning experience in children's literature class. Okay, and here are the research question will be delivered by my partner, Ibu Melissa, please.
Thank you, Bu Vera. All right, so we addressed two questions, research questions. All right, so the first one is, what are the students' perception of haiku as reflection in children literature class? And the second one is, what are the challenges faced by the students in writing haiku? All right, addressing the questions, we used research methodology to answer this. Next, please, Bu Vera. All right. We use the nature of descriptive case study, attempting to investigate and describe the students' perceptions of haiku as a medium of reflection here. And in addition, it is also to investigate and describe the challenges in writing haiku in children literature class by utilizing multiple sources of evidences. So that's why we use descriptive case study in our research. And we have, as Farah mentioned earlier, we have 49 students taking children literature class as the participants. They are in their 4th and 6th semester, and they have written haiku for 8 meetings actually in children literature class as the reflection to their learning process. And they produced haiku actually in some different number. Some are 1 or 2 after the class ended. Okay. In gathering the data, right, we gathered the data from an open-ended questionnaire and semi-structured interview, right? The initial purpose is to find the perception, right, and attitude toward writing haiku, followed by the interview. So the questionnaire first, and focused interview to 10 students to strengthen and confirm the judgment toward the first open-ended questionnaire. And the interview were conducted randomly to 10 students, right? And in analyzing the data, there are techniques used since the data gathered from the questionnaires and interview, right? Thematic analysis was done to answer the questions of the research. And in doing this thematic analysis, the procedures was done, or the procedures are familiarizing the data, right, by reading and rereading the transcriptions of the interview, and then finding the initial quote by highlighting the important information related to the study, searching for them then next as after that, and rearrange the theme by selecting the most potential and representative ones. And then finally, we report it in a description. All right, so I think that's what I can share. Let's continue to Bu Shakira.
All right. Thank you so much, Ibu Melissa. So in this part, we are going to discuss about the findings that we have that we had during our data analysis. To answer what we have stated in the research questions, we highlighted 3 points. We highlighted 3 findings, which is the first is interesting yet challenging. Uh, Move, please. Yes, interesting yet challenging activities. So why this haiku as a reflective as a learning reflection is interesting according to the students? We found three main reasons. The first is because of the form of the haiku, which is 575 syllable, and then the second is it is a new way to reflect their learning experience, which is creating poetry for reflecting their voice is fun according to them. And as we can see in the excerpt, so but then I don't have to read that. And the next reason is that the simplicity and the efficiency of haiku. Um, this is based on the what mentioned just now by Ibu Vera, that haiku's form is a 3 line. So because the 3 lines of haiku according to them is very simple, so they don't have to spend much time to express their idea into long sentences and or into long paragraphs. And but then this is also becomes challenging for them. It is due to the same reasons actually. Um, the challenging it is challenging because they need to find an appropriate word that fit the form, the syllable and the line numbers of haiku itself, and also they need to put the words into a meaningful and aesthetic poetry. So that is why they think that this haiku as a learning reflection is interesting yet challenging activities. Another finding that why this haiku is interesting, um, this haiku as a learning reflection is interesting is that it recalls the students' experience in children literature class. As we can see on the screen, and some of them also reveal that even haiku um, remind them of uh, their childhood time, childhood time. Uh, it is reminded. It reminds them of when they were playing with their friends during their childhood time. And then the second findings that we have, which is promoting students creativity. So although some students think that writing haiku as a reflection is challenging, some others admit that it helps them not only push out their creativity, but also increase it with a short time writing at the end of the meeting. Um, since it is explained just now that um, the process of writing haiku as reflection uh, occurred in 2 times, which is after the mid-test and final test. So they have actually short time to produce the haiku, and then the short time push out their creativity to write, and then it allows them also to play with the language using a fixed syllable and to feel a sense of control in their L2 linguistics. And it is in line with the study conducted by RED 2015 that creativity involves the opportunity to play with ideas freely and spontaneously, because they were given time, like a short time to write haiku. So they what's that? The creativity, the spontaneous ideas when they write haiku as a learning reflection comes during the process of writing the haiku. And then the third findings related to our research question is limited idea to convey. So as we can read in the excerpt, that students experience difficulties in expressing their ideas into fixed syllable and line, because haiku only has 17 syllables, which is divided into 3 lines and 5, 7, 5, 4. So the students find difficulties finding finding words or finding appropriate words to fit the syllable and to fit the line. Meanwhile, according to Daudelin, 1960, sorry, yes, 1969, doing reflection is a way of thinking to understand what, how, and why the students learn. And haiku, meanwhile, haiku with its short and fixed form only conveys their judgment without further explanation of why it is shown that way, or why it happens. So this is the three points, or the three main findings that we highlight during our data analysis and during our how to say that uh, our observation. And to conclude this presentation, what I can say that haiku can be one of the fun and creative ways to use as a learning reflection. However, one haiku cannot reflect all aspects of what learning reflection should be due to its fixed form and its simplicity, due to its limited syllable, limited line, and etc. So that's what I can conclude for this presentation. And thank you so much for participating, and thank you so much for paying attention to what we deliver. And let me close. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.